and welcome to the WhatCar.com podcast. This is Jason Plato, very seriously good racing car driver, and he's taking us out to this 300 bhp Leon to show us what it can do. At the end of the podcast, I'll take it out to show you how slowly it can go. In between, I'll drive the new Leon with the DSG on the road. We'll take a look at Peugeot's new 308 family car, check out the results of our environmental survey, and see what tasty used car deals there are about. So why don't you stick around and have a laugh at my expense.
Believe me, it's very hard to concentrate when a racing driver like Jason is driving around at the rate of knots. So I forgot to mention that this week we're also going to see Roger Stansfield take Skoda's new Octavia Scout for a drive, and we're going to take a look at Renault's new Laguna family car. On with the show. So that was a Leon race car. I'm amazed how hard work that was, but great fun. Amazed how fast it accelerated. Amazed how hard it braked. Amazed how fast it cornered. Let's get out in this Leon FR DSG now and take it a bit easier on the road and get the aircon on. So we're quite familiar with the direct shift gearbox DSG. We absolutely love it. You can get it in Volkswagen products, Audi products, Skoda products, and of course Seat products. And the really good news is that in the Leon FR you get the paddles on the steering wheel included in the price. We think they're great. Gear changes are incredibly quick and smooth with the DSG, so it's a shade faster than the equivalent manual. That doesn't mean you'll spend more time at the petrol pump, however. The system is so efficient that fuel economy and emissions are no different to a manual, so you get the best of both worlds. Prices start at $17,895, which is far less than a Volkswagen Golf with the same engine and the same gearbox. Seat reckons buyers opt for a Leon for far more reasons than just price, however. The sportier suspension setup certainly makes it sharper to drive and gives it more grip through the corners, but there is a trade-off for this in ride comfort. Let's calm down a little bit now and take a look at the first photographs of two new French cars. The Peugeot 308 is a small family car, so it will rival the likes of the Ford Focus when it goes on sale in October. The front end is a lot more dramatic than the 307 and takes after the 407 and the latest 207 Super Mini. Expect prices to start at around £12,500. Renault has also revealed its new Laguna, which is set to take on the formidable new Ford Mondeo when it goes on sale this autumn. Likely to cost from around £15,000, the new Laguna will be available with a wide range of engines, including 3 new diesels producing between 110 and 140 bhp. Both Peugeot and Renault say they have concentrated on improving quality in the cabin, and both will formally unveil the cars at the Frankfurt Motor Show in September. Lots of you have been taking part in our online survey into green motoring at WhatCar.com. Just 1 in 10 motorists put the environment at the top of their buying agenda. Price leads the way with most buyers at 43%, while equipment levels comes in second at 26%. Twice as many buyers said they cared more about the image of their next new car rather than its impact on the environment. Almost half said they hadn't heard about the fridge-style energy efficiency labels that have been introduced to help motorists make greener choices. While I've been driving this, our Roger Stansfield has been somewhere else in the UK, trying out Skoda's new 4x4, the Octavia Scout.
About 100 years ago, Lord Baden-Powell founded the Scout movement to keep little urchins off the streets. Now, Skoda's about to put a couple back. What we have here is the Roomster Scout and the Octavia Scout, the start of a new Scout movement from Skoda. And there's not a neckerchief, not a camping badge in sight. What are they? Well, they're slightly tougher looking versions of cars we already know. The Octavia Scout is based on Skoda's four-wheel drive Octavia Estate, while the Roomster Scout is an extra version of the company's small MPV. Both have raised ground clearance, sturdier bumpers and wheel arch extensions and side body cladding to give them a bit of off-road toughness, at least in appearance. Whereas the Octavia Scout can go some way off-road thanks to its four-wheel drive system, the front-wheel drive Roomster Scout is just a bit of fun. The Octavia Scout's available with a couple of 2-litre engines, 140 horsepower turbo diesel and 150 horsepower petrol, both with a 6-speed manual gearbox. This is the diesel, which will be by far the biggest seller. The standard Octavia's comfortable ride isn't at all upset by the increased ground clearance, and the car doesn't bounce around or wobble through corners. And of course, the extra ground clearance comes in handy when you do go off the beaten track. Normally, the Octavia Scout is a front-wheel drive car, automatically swapping to 4-wheel drive or even rear-wheel drive if it loses grip at the front. It'll go further off-road than most owners are likely to need. Apart from a passenger grab handle and some new seat fabric, the rest of the car is standard Octavia, roomy and practical with a vast boot. The petrol model costs £17,755 and the diesel £19,690, which makes them poor men's Audi Allroads or Volvo Cross Countries. The Roomster Scout is a lot more straightforward than the Octavia, a revised, tougher-looking, top-trim version of Skoda's quirky small MPV, complete with sliding, folding and removable rear seats. There are 4 versions with 1.4 and 1.6 litre petrol engines and 1.4 or 1.9 litre diesels. Prices start at £12,510. This is the 1.4 litre petrol engine which, with a modest 85 horsepower, is hardly a ball of fire. It bowls along okay on the straights, but it doesn't like hills very much. There's definitely more of a top-heavy feel with this car. The increased ground clearance causes it to sway and lean through bends, and the ride's sometimes a bit firm in an effort to compensate. So, while it looks fun, and it's lost nothing in practicality compared with the standard Roomster, it's less dynamically competent. While the Octavia Scout does have some genuine off-road ability, the Roomster Scout doesn't pretend to. But they are something a little bit different, and we should all be thankful for that.
Now it's time to go to Matt's hangar back in the office to catch up on some hot used car deals.
What's the easiest way of saving money when buying a car? Answer? Buy a used one. There are thousands of high-quality used cars out there if you're prepared to do the research. But we're not talking about old cars, we're talking about 1 or 2 years old, in great condition with average mileage. Now currently there are loads of Nissan Micras sitting on forecourts, but that's not a bad thing. They're a cheap and reliable super mini. We found loads at trade-sales.co.uk with prices starting from £5,999. Now that'll get you an 06 plate 1.2 Initia 3-door with about 10,000 miles on the clock. That's a cheap car. If you're looking for something a bit more sophisticated, what about a BMW 3 Series 318D SE? Now there are loads out there, but I found this one at motorpoint.co.uk. It's a 2006 year car with about 14,000 miles on the clock, and it's up for £17,499, which is much cheaper than price guides suggest. Definitely priced to sell that one. Now you shouldn't forget about private sales, and scouting the classifieds will find you the lowest prices. It didn't take me very long to find this. It's a Toyota Corolla, and they're ultra reliable 1.6 T3 5-door. It's on an 02 plate and it's got just under 50,000 miles. It's up for £4,900, which I reckon is about £1,000 less than a dealer will try and charge you. Every month, What Car magazine helps you buy the best used cars and keeps you bang up to date with all the used car news. You can also get a full valuation for your car on whatcar.com right now.
Well, wish me luck.
Wish me greater luck.
You'll be fine. Breaking onto the...
Very good.
Blimey.
How do you feel?
Sweaty.
Yeah.